Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to possibly the most requested thing that I have on my Instagram, which is the service truck tour of my 2024 T880. Let's get into this unit. So what is powering this behemoth? That's right, we've got ourselves a Packar MX13, and right behind that we have an Eaton 12-speed auto. All right, we also do have equipped 75-gallon fuel tank on here. You've got obviously this right here. Now the service body, we've got a Powfinger Pro 72 unit on here. As far as power generation goes, and obviously welding, we've got a Miller Bobcat 230 on the unit. Now, if you followed me long enough, you've seen me make this little lead rack. It's not great, but you know what? It holds my extension leads fairly well. I've got my spare leads in the service body. Let's talk about the Powfinger Crane. Let me tell you, I love this crane. I've had 3 different service trucks with 3 different crane manufacturers. And the Powfinger Crane, I absolutely love the controls. It's a 29-foot reach and 12,500 pounds, and I've had no problems really with it. Even reached extended out when I was doing the engine and engine job on the D6N. If you guys have seen those videos, didn't really have any problems with that. So that right there sold it for me. Now the bed right now is kind of basic setup right now. We've got good oil on this side, waste oil on the other side. This Willet probably at some point will have either a lube skid on here and or just a fuel tank. Either way, this bed storage is going to be changing here soon. But for the time being, I can easily say that you can put a Perkins C66 in this thing with no problems. Now, no service truck tour would be a tour if you didn't tour the facilities, correct? All right, boys, let's get into the cab here. All right, guys, so the company spared no expense on getting the full Packar package on this unit right here. We've got a full legacy style seat here. That also includes beautiful gauge cluster. Look at that, boys. All right, so all your gauges that you would normally have in a over-the-road style truck, they're all digital on this unit. And also we've got the full infotainment system right here, boys. That's your navigation and additional gauges. Right there. You do have your suspension as well as your fuel filter gauges here and your full HVAC package. Now this whole unit right here is on air in the rear, which makes the ride quality great. You can dump the bags and you can really level out the truck when you're using the crane. But the ride quality though, boys, let me tell you, I came out of a leaf sprung truck, and going into this thing rides amazingly. Air ride cab as well as air ride rear suspension, 100%, 10 out of 10, would recommend, boys. Now our lighting package right now is not great, so we've got a couple of strobe lights in the rear, and then obviously we've got the wheeling bar all the way up front there going full wrecker style, but for the most part it is functional. It is great. The headache rack right there, color matched to the truck, just amazing. I love the way that looks. All right, so we're going to go through all the boxes on this unit, but we're not going to go deep into the tooling. I have a tooling video, boom, I'll put right there. You guys can go check that video out. That is more in-depth on the tooling on the truck. All right, you open up the 2 cabinets here, boys, and you've got 2 nice stand-up boxes. Obviously, for the most part, your bottom stuff's going to be all your heavier sockets and what have you. That's mostly 1/2-inch drive there. 3/8, 1/4 inch kind of lives up in here. Looking at mostly drilling, extracting, tapping, all that's in this drawer here. This is mostly my metric stuff, but currently right now all my tooling is in my race shop. Some of my standard stuff's right here. Screwdrivers, miscellaneous picks and what have you up here. Oil filter wrenches, pipe wrenches, and obviously chain wrenches up in this unit here. Pliers drawer. Jumbo wrenches. My organization, boys, let me tell you, is spot on. But jumbo wrenches, for the most part, live in here. Pullers, bearing, race pullers, all that stuff, all live in here. All my smart tools are in here, if you get the joke. Now this is more of barring tools, just injector pullers, specialty tools, all kind of live in this drawer here. Finally, we got pneumatic stuff here. I got that Aircat 3/4, which if you guys have watched my previous videos, you've seen that. Air hammers, all sorts of fun stuff, all live in this drawer here. All right, boys, over the axle time. All right, so what do we got here? Mostly just electrical components, multimeters, amp clamps, you name it, boys. I kind of have it all right in here. As well, I finally picked up a power probe, and let me tell you, this is changing the game. I don't know why I took forever to get one of these, but I finally have a power probe. Up top here is more or less where I keep torque wrenches and small items for the most part. Nothing really crucial here, but I do have a number of things in here. AC checkers, stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Well, I've got my service advisor connector there and my Cat ET connector right here. On top of the fact that I have to have a lot of automotive stuff because we have a fleet full of Ford trucks. So obviously I've got a really good top-down scanner here, as well as a smaller one. For the equipment that I don't have scan tools for, this Ansel 3400 HD has really come in handy, specifically on Cummins engines and some of the larger truck stuff. The rest of this, guys, for the most part, we've got service wrench kits, we've got more pullers, compression testers for gas as well as for diesel, fan clutch tool. We've got a complete master kit for coolant pressure testers. Just kind of a mixed array of stuff that you're going to need on a day-to-day working on equipment and trucks. This rear cabinet here, boys, is mostly for, obviously you can tell, rain gear storage, PPE, oil pan stuff. It was muddy last week, let me tell you. I keep my backpack as well as a side compartment bag with me. And the one tool this year has really come in handy, which is the old Magic Creeper. Let me tell you, it might be designed for automotive use, but if you're under a machine, this unit right here, boys, has come in clutch. If you are interested, I've got a discount code below, boys. Get one. I'm telling you, it's the best $75 you're going to spend. Not many places you're going to go and get a service truck where you're going to have a color matched vise. Come on. I mean, that right there, color matched to the truck. I love it. All right, so we're going to the rear of the truck here. Now, I keep my funnels in here as well as like a bleeder. All your controls for the hydraulics and the body itself are in the back right compartment. You also have your 3/8 half inch hose reel as well, and all of your manifold as well in here. I also keep 10-ton pneumatic jack, as well as a mechanical grease gun and a syringe, just in case for some reason I need to manually do a smaller final or what have you. I have that as well. All right, so the body itself did not supply power. So what do? So I go back to the PDM for the service body, and I went ahead and wired in a nice little power inverter in here so I could obviously power my chargers. And I've got 2 DeWalt chargers, as well as a 24-volt jump box and a snap-on 12-volt jump box. All my electrical tools are kind of laid out all over here, as well as my DeWalt grease gun. I've got my Deere O-ring kit, and then my Cat D-ring and traditional O-ring kits, blue cap kit, and then JIC flat-faced O-ring and some other oddball caps and plugs in here. These are my quick go-getters here. Some test whip lines, some swivel tees. Got more gauges in here, and then a complete test kit right in here. All right, consumables cabinet. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you it's a mess. Extra fuel line, rags, miscellaneous clamps and what have you, extra gloves, heat shields, and just everything that you're going to pretty much need on a day-to-day basis, you're going to pretty much keep in the consumables cabinet and forget to ever organize it. So yeah, all my sealants, all that stuff, Loctites, all that fun junk, all right in here. Because we service so much equipment, boys, yeah, I keep filters on deck. Pretty common for 6068s and what have you. Deer filters. We do a lot with Bobcat as well, so all the fluids, we use nothing but OE fluids on all of our equipment. Got Freon right on deck here, and obviously a container of DEF that decided to, no, that's not good. All right, so the last cabinet here, boys. All right, so I keep a lot of my welding accessories in here. Love my Slickman gloves, boys. If you're a welder, you got to pick a set of these up. I've got 2 sets. I absolutely love their stuff. All the stick rods and what have you are in here. My torch leads, everything, all in this cabinet here. Chains, chain falls and what have you, I keep in here as well. Got this little Yes Welder 135 here. So every once in a while, you just gotta, just weld up something real small, bracket, a brace, whatever. This is a good unit to use. On top of that, I've got my my welding leads here. I love this stick stinger, by the way. Absolutely love this unit right here. The traditional cheapo hairy homeowner ones I can't stand. Boys, this plasma cutter right here, what can I say? If you don't have access to a torch, this unit right here does it, and I have no problems with this unit. Love that unit right there. Got a really cheap welding helmet. I'm really looking for a better one. I've got one in the house, but it's way too bougie to be put on the service truck. And Hobo Freight comes in clutch with these magnet hooks. If you guys haven't picked them up yet, you can pretty much hang everything off those. If you guys follow me, you know the old field service umbrella, always on deck, boys. I've got a little hook on that, and I can put it right to the crane and put it right in the position. To be honest with you, it's just like a broke man's version of a Lineman Pro. I'm just not a Lineman Cloud guy. The money is just way too high for that fucking umbrella. But that is just a very cheap version that anybody can build for about 200 bucks. All right, so we're going to go to the last cabinet here, which is the under the bumper here. All right, so what do I got going on here? I've got a very large dead blow, and inside there I have the smaller version of it. I keep my 3/4 inch ratchet here because that's pretty much the only place I can really store it. Long ass blow nozzle there, and my larger pry bar I keep in here as well. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the tour of my T880. I absolutely love this truck. This is the first truck that I've had where I haven't been able to fill it up. So right now, I mean, I still actually have room to grow in this truck, which is a first. So we're going to go ahead and cut the video off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tour. If there was any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll get back to everybody as soon as possible. If there is a need for a tooling video, if guys want to see more into the tooling that maybe wasn't covered in the video that I previously mentioned, I will go more in depth. But aside from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Do what you always do. Like, share, subscribe. P-Pump the world. I'll see you guys in the next video.